and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147. I hope you are all well today. Happy 20th of June to everybody, 2/3 of the way through the month. It's very weird when you pay attention to the date of the month, more so than just what I do in my day job, which is just stick it on a letter, but actually think about what date of the month it is. It can be amazing how quick the month goes. So we are 2/3 of the way through June. I'm working on one of the space paintings today. This one is gorgeous. This one is the Butterfly Nebula. And I just think it's beautiful. I'm using a standard stock white zesty tray today, and I'm using a pen that I was gifted by Saskia. I have popped a metal tip in it. I've just put a fresh glue dot in it. So I am just going to nip the end off for the sake of sanity on this video. Quite often I leave the end that sticks out a little bit, but when I'm doing it on a video I tend to just nip it off. It does mean I may have to, in about 3 weeks of using the pen, pop a little bit more of a glue dot in it, but overall it's not bad. So I'm going to start with the black, which is actually not normally where I start. But the first colour over here is 939 and there's loads of it. And I kind of feel that by boxing up this little bit of black first, it will be easier. Ooh, zooming the wrong way. So let's zoom you guys in. Let's get some dark colours done before we get to the nice ones. And I have had a look, just looking at the painting. There is some white, but it is actually just a very little bit here, and it really only goes here, the two sides. It doesn't scatter through into the rest of this. So I am going to have a look at my ABs, but I'm pretty sure I don't have the light blue in an AB. But I think glow in the dark, when it goes dark, just seeing two lines is nothing really. Like it's not going to define a shape or show a shape. It's going to be two very weird lines that probably will just look like brackets but put the opposite way round, which is not too exciting. So for now, unless I find I have one of these pale blues, ideally I'd like the letter A, which is 747 in an AB. I think that would be beautiful because that actually scatters throughout the butterfly shape, but I don't think I do. So if not, I am definitely just going to do the white in AB, because that will allow me to have a little bit of extra sparkle, a little bit of extra pizzazz, but there's no point in doing it in glow in the dark. It works for some things but not for others, and I don't think it's going to work for this. Though what is the letter R? 333, it's a purple. I'm not sure whether that would work. I do have a little scattering of that. That might work in an AB if I use whatever closest purple I have. Did I just put that on a G? I did. I thought I did. I stopped paying attention for a moment. That was a G as well. I'm actually thinking of the next letter I need to do rather than working on the first one. That one is a H. Okay, pay attention. Stop thinking ahead of what colours I need to be doing and actually concentrate on the symbol that I am doing. Okay, that is the H's done now. So yeah, I'll have a look and see. In fact, let's just have a quick look because I've got it on I've got it on my mind now. So I do have 820, but I think that might be a little bit too dark. I do have 996 actually in an AB, which is the letter B, and that is a scattering. So maybe I'll use 996 as a scattering, and then I'll see if I can find a purple and I'll use the whites. That might be nice, because that B actually scatters all the way up to here, all the way up to the top ends. So I think that might work. So we'll have that one, and then the 333. Is that close to any of my other purples? Where are my other purples? They're pinks. That's too light. That's too light. Oh, that's the wrong colour purple. Okay, so the letter R, it is the wrong colour purple. What's F? F is a dark blue. Oh no, because F is scattered all the way around the outside. Okay, I'm going to keep that purple out. It's not a close match to the purple in this, but I'm going to keep hold of it, and I'm going to do the rest before I do the purple. I'll do the 996 colour, and then I'll decide if I need the extra bling or whether the two colours that I've put in it is enough. Right, I don't have many 939 in my tray at the moment because this is the last of them out of the pot. So I'm going to use these up and then I'm going to fill it up when I'm done. Just trying to get the straightest edge that I can, because I like my edges to be straight if I can help it. Okay, comments and questions. Classy Cat, she said, she's done a quote. She says, "Don't you think daisies are the friendliest flower?" And that is Meg Ryan, You've Got Mail. They are a very friendly flower, I think. I don't know whether it's because, I don't know if any of you did the same, but when primary school, mainly on the field, there would be daisies. I feel like it was required of every school field to have daisies. And when you were allowed out onto the field at summer play, you know, when the grass wasn't going to be muddy, and you could make daisy chains or just pick daisies just because they were the flower you were allowed to pick. Maybe that's what makes them the friendliest flower. She says she tried some square drills on a small image, she said, but it just wasn't working for her. She put it aside and she said she may go back to it sometime in the future. She says, what size glue dots do I use? She got the smallest ones she could find, or one step above, she says, but they just didn't work for her. The ones that I use are 3mm glue dots. So they're very small glue dots, they tend to be called, but they're 3mm in size. Initially I use the ones that we sell in our shop. And then if I need to top up the glue dot, so if it has pushed its way that far into the nib of the pen that it needs a little bit extra to reach the diamonds, then I use the Glue Dots brand. Again, they're 3mm, but they're not as thick. They're very, very thin, that brand. So if I used just them to... Is it that one, or is it Very Tiny Glue Dots it's called? Where are they? Yeah, they are 3mm. micro dots. If I use just them, I need 3 or 4 in my pen. If I use our very small craft dots, then one of them works fine. And then if and when it goes tiny, it goes into the pen, then I add just one of those. So I use those as like a top up glue dot rather than my main glue dot, if that makes sense. Right, let me just get this one diamond. I do have another one in my tray, but it does have a little nub on it, so I'm not going to use that one. And I'm going to get out my spares, which have had a dryer sheet in and have completely cooled their horses down with static. It's no longer a problem with them. And I'm going to fill up my pot, and then I'll pop the rest of those away for later in case I need them, and then I'll tip a few out of my pot just to make sure that whenever I'm done they'll all fit back. So yeah, hopefully that helps you. But the 3 mils one, I do have a tips and tricks video on it as well, and I do find that pushing your pen into the glue dot and twisting it as you're popping the glue dot in, I find that is the best way to put them in for me. It was actually a suggestion from, pretty sure it was Margaret that suggested it to me. If not, it was Jeanette. Sent me an email with a little video showing me how they did it, how it works. And I'm pretty sure I included that in my glue dots video. So hopefully that'll help you. Handcrafted by Helen. She says, you were talking about premium kits, she says, versus cheaper ones having less rubbish. She said her rose painting that was from AliExpress, she said she literally had about 6 rubbish drills in the whole painting. She says, and it wasn't one of the better AliExpress sellers, so she was very impressed. Well, that's good. I mean, there are exceptions to the rule both ways. So there are some premium kits that you can get that do have quite a few rubbish drills. You will more than likely always have enough, but you can have some that have more trashy drills than others, and you can have some cheaper sellers that has a lot less. It's definitely not a golden rule. It's not a rule to establish if it is or isn't a premium seller, because it can go both ways. But it's just a slight indication of one of the things that can be a little bit nicer. As long as you have enough drills to finish the painting and the drills fit on the painting nice, then you are on a winner. She says her rose painting was double-sided tape and not poured glue, which did drive her a bit crazy. I must say I do prefer poured glue. I didn't used to be bothered between the two, and I actually liked the double-sided tape because I could divide up the canvas without using cover sheets. But I do prefer the quality of poured glue overall. After doing quite a few of each, I tend to have a lot less, if any, hassles with poured glue compared to double-sided tape. She said she couldn't move the drills to adjust the crooked ones. Yes, it is harder to nudge the drills or adjust the drills on a double-sided tape canvas than it is on a poured glue. Even the likes of moving those black ones that I'd put in the wrong place, moving those on a poured glue canvas, as this one is, was really easy, and I could just slide them about. On a double-sided tape, I probably would have had to take them off, especially one of them that I moved quite a distance. For sure, I would have had to take that one off for it to be able to work. There's quite a lot. Oh, this glue dot is liking to stick today. It is warm today. I do keep dabbing the pen on my face to see if that helps. Maybe I have too many oils coming from my body at the moment because it is warm. It is warm. Susan, she says, thanks for keeping me company. Oh, I am going to read the rest of her comment. Let me just get this diamond to actually go where I want it to. She says, thanks for keeping me company while she made a birthday card for her nephew. She says she's really excited to mail it to him. Awesome. There's nothing like, you know, something that you go to gift to somebody that puts a smile on your face as well. It's like, it's the ideal type of gift, isn't it? She says she's almost caught up and she's going to diamond paint now, she says, while she listens to the last video, and then she'll be all caught up. She says this was a cute painting today. She says these little paintings are really growing on her. She didn't think that she would like them nearly as much as she does. She says, thank you so much for sharing. I'm sure they will draw more people in as time goes on. I really can't wait to start placing a few of them around my house. I know I definitely want a couple placing on the new shelves in the kitchen, as like in between all the kitchen things that are on there. Like a little touch of decor, but not a huge piece. I'm not sure whether I'm going to place any as sort of a group or a series yet, or whether they're just all going to be placed, you know, randomly. Well, I'll say all, not all of them, because I probably need a full-on bookshelf for all of them. But I do like the idea of having some placed on bookshelves or shelves, or little spaces that can take a print or two, but just a small one. I'm really looking forward to finding places to put some that either, you know, bring the colour and suit the decor. So like the cocktail ones, more than likely I will have one or two of those in my kitchen. I don't see them making it the same way in my hallway, for example. I don't think they're going to have the same effect, but they will definitely work in the kitchen. But there may be some that work in other places in the house. Once I've got them all framed up, then I'll have a mess about, and of course I will share some of the places that they did end up, so that you can see the ideas of where you can put them. Okay, this glue dot is starting to drive me up the wall, and I think it's the heat. I think it's the heat that's just not allowing it to prime. Let me try dabbing it on my clothes as well. See if that helps matters. Juliet says perfectly beautiful, and she sends hugs. Thank you. Susan again, she's caught up. Susan says she thinks the daisies have come out gorgeous. She likes the amount of the ABs in that one, she said, very much. She can't believe that she's all caught up with my videos. She says she didn't finish her square yet, so she has a little bit more diamond painting to do today, but she will see you tomorrow, or she'll see me tomorrow. She says thank you for sharing. Oh, you're welcome. I'm so glad you got all caught up, so that you can diamond paint a little bit each day, carrying on. And yeah, that was caught up on the 13th, so I'm still very behind on comments. Elizabeth, She says, hiya, she says, congratulations on your silver wedding anniversary to you and your hubby. She says, may you have 25 more. Thank you. And she says, thank you for doing the June Waffle. It's really great. She says, best wishes from Norway. Hello to Norway. I love hearing all the different places that people watch from. It's a hobby that can bring people together. You can do this hobby in any language. You might not understand me, but you can do the hobby. I also do have a drink in here with me at the moment, so I'm just going to have a little bit of that. Oh, yeah, I brought myself a brew in because this is the last in a strip of videos to prepare for me going away, and then I need to go pack. So I decided to bring my drink in with me to ensure that I could make sure that I could get it done. So I thought, you know what, if I sit down with my drink for too long, my brain will start thinking of the other things that I need to do. So I'm going to bring it with me and get it done. So I'm moving on to the letter F now, which seems to be all the rest around, well, I say around the edge. It's not even really around the edge. This is where it starts to all merge together with a few different blues. And then it's all the different blues together that give it the effect. And then we'll end up with a little pop of yellow and a little pop of white. And I don't quite know which way I'm going with these. I just keep seeing the letter F and I keep deciding to go that way. I'm sure I'll take a pause in a minute and go back up to the top. But it's very much confetti, so I am very much just going here, there and everywhere with it until they'll all get filled in, whichever way round I go. I do tend to like to work left to right though, so I'll probably stop on this side in a moment and move over. In fact, let's do it there. I like to get the left hand side done first. I don't know why. It just tends to be the way I work. And it works for me. And I like to often pay attention and try and get my straight edge done before I start filling in all the rest that go all the way up. And go a little bit slower on the edge. You know, be fussy with what diamonds I pick. Pick the ones that look like they have a really nice straight edge, if there is any that, you know, still look like a good workable diamond, but maybe don't have that crisp edge that some do. Then I'll use those more in the middle because you don't see the edges. I try and put the best looking diamonds around the edges of the painting. I think it just helps with the crispness. And it's very hard to explain what is the difference between a crisp edge diamond and not, because these are all still good quality diamonds, but there are some that to me at least, have a crisper edge than others do. And it's the ones with the crisp edge that I try to put around the sides so that it stands out as a nice straight edge as much as possible. But that's just what works for me. Some says the daisies look lovely with all the ABs. Thank you. And Nicola also said that the ABs worked well with the daisy and she likes it. I think it took them extremely well, which is good, because I don't want to have to remove a load of ABs because I've decided I don't like it at the end. That's why quite often I try to go steady sometimes with the ABs, and if I'm unsure, I might try a couple of diamonds to see how I like it. And if I'm happy with how it looks, then I'll continue. If I'm not, I'll take them off if I'm a bit unsure over what will work. Which I think is why with the purple on this one, it's not many different places, but I don't know if putting purple ABs in here will actually detract from the ABs I do in here. And I don't want to do that, because the purple is quite a different colour to all the blues that are in here. So I definitely don't want to change it up too much. Joy, she says, thank you for the June Waffle. She says she just got her Zodiac on Saturday and she has the Ram done already. She says your discount code helped with the cost. Well, I'm glad I could help with the cost. That's for sure. She says she's taking a break from cross stitch on a Heaven and Earth design, and she says you're such an inspiration. Oh, thank you. I think it's nice to combine the two, or take a break from one and do a bit more of the other, and then maybe go back to doing both. Just go with what takes your fancy. Go dependent on your mood. Right, I'm just trying to do my straight edge down here as much as I can. So I'm looking for diamonds with a nice straight edge on the right hand side, because that's what I'm picking up. And that's not as always easy to see. But I definitely don't want to be twisting the pen round. And to be fair, most of these diamonds have a nice straight edge. And then I'm just going to pop some of these in. Pop the ones in that are the right way up. I'm not fighting with the three that aren't, because I need more. So we'll tip some more in and get them shook about. And then I've got a few rows then to pick my nice favourite straight edge diamonds, to do that. And then I'm looking for the ones across the top to do these last couple, and that's actually easier because I can see them in the whole row. And my glue dot's getting a bit sticky again. So now all my edges are done. I'm going to go and fill in all my little gaps. I do keep checking over what I've just done, just to check I've not missed any, because this letter is definitely scattered everywhere, all the way throughout the painting. Lynn loves diamond painting. She says, thank you for responding to her larger passport question. She said she does have a zipper bag for her cover sheets, but she would love to have a book style one. She says purple, of course. Okay, thank you for telling me the colour. Because we sell the smaller cover sheets, the smaller cover holder is definitely the more popular one, so that's always the one we'll have more choice of colours in. But it's nice to know if we do find one, or if we can get our supplier to make some, we know what colour to pick. She says she's using the mesh bags currently, and it's fine. It does the job, she says, but a bigger passport cover would be better and prettier, of course. She said she did respond to Megan's post that she put on the Facebook page regarding things we would be interested in, and she put that idea on there as well. Thank you so much for that, because that Facebook post is definitely a reference point that we will be using when we're working on things this summer and lining up, you know, new things that people do want, because we do always listen to what people want, and we're always trying to stock things that people do want, but as long as, you know, it all makes sense to our business as well. So we're always looking to stock things that people want, or to design things that people want. There's been a few comments on logbook pages, extras, things they want to be able to see and do. Sorry, I'm having a little bit more of a drink of me brew. So yeah, it's always nice to have those ideas in one place, and it tends to be either email or a post that we do. They're a lot easier reference. There are so many different avenues of communication at the moment. Sometimes I know somebody has asked me a question and it can be so hard for me to find it, to be able to give them an answer after checking something else. Especially if it's Facebook message to me privately, it's so hard. Yeah, because most of the time they end up in the spam, because it thinks, oh, you're not on your friends list, we'll shove you in spam, and I have to keep reminding myself to go look. Whereas the shop page, we were able to keep that as a list, an ongoing list, to be able to keep track of stuff. So if you have ever Facebook messaged me personally over anything and haven't received a response, it has probably made its way to my spam, of which there is about 3 folders, I think, in Facebook spam. And it doesn't always show me them. So do feel free to drop me a message on the Add More Zest page, or even better, drop me an email. And we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Just a little side note of the craziness that it can be, especially with so many different avenues and ways of messaging. Keeping track of them all can be a full-time job before you've even got anything else done. So yeah, I'm not ignoring anybody intentionally at all. It will be purely, I have not seen your message. Sometimes it can be months before I see a message. And yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Right, for some reason I didn't pick that diamond up straight enough to be able to get it in my, fill in that little gap. I love filling in these little gaps. Oh, that one's got little air bubbles in it. Let's take you out. Nancy, she says, hi Rebecca. She says she loves the tray that I was using on the 13th, which was the light blue. Thank you for saying which one it was, because I forget from day to day. She says she can say she is really partial to the lighter colours. She said the daisies turned out really well with the ABs. She loves the way that they look. She said it took her some time to get through today's video. She said she had so many interruptions. She said it is 9 p.m. and she has just completed her square on my video. She says, see you tomorrow. Well, I'm glad they finally let you get it done, whoever's been interrupting. I'm assuming it's the likes of family, but you never know. She could have been on a shopping frenzy and it could have been the postman, though finishing at 9 o'clock's a bit late. But yeah, I'm glad you managed to get it finished in the end. All Things Crafty by Kaz. She's commented on the 10th. She says, while the tulip isn't her favourite flower, she says she loves the ABs. She said it really makes the petals pop. Oh, thank you. I'm loving how these are turning out. All of them. I'm loving the extra little bit of jazz that I'm adding to them as well. It makes me think I should expand my AB collection, possibly. Or maybe I should spend a bit of time going through paintings I've got, thinking about whether they would suit an AB, and maybe ordering some ABs ready for when that painting comes up on my decision wheel, and that will build up my selection of ABs. Maybe I should do a video doing that. Who knows? That's one to ponder for July. Sandra, she said, tip and trick alert. I love this. She said said that I just mentioned in my video that I place a portion of my fingernail on the painting instead of my finger, so that it doesn't stick to the canvas. And that's true. That's one of the things that I do without thinking, without consciously deciding to do, but I still do it. And it's things like that that I sometimes forget to share as a tip and trick that may help somebody. I often find as well that when somebody asks a question, the likes of on this whip and chat, you know, they're struggling with this or they're struggling with that. Or even the fact that I've mentioned a couple of times the diamonds that are clumping together, that clump together, and arrange, you know, sorting out that I need to do a video to show a way of getting rid of those. I'm finding that, you know, a lot more people are then coming with their ideas that can sometimes be very, very similar to the likes of coins in a pot and shaking it. But they're coming up, they're telling us, you know, different little ways, like using the macaroon, that it's just another little touch on it that actually makes it, to me, using the macaroon is a little bit nicer and a little bit better, and it's prettier, so why not? So yeah, thank you to everybody for any time a question or something is asked and there's responses with people's tips and tricks to help people out. It's amazing. I'm very nearly done with this cup of coffee. It's actually turned quite a bit, well, the coffee had actually gone sort of room temperature cold, which normally I don't like, but on a day like today it is that warm that actually it being quite cold is really nice. Maria says, hi Rebecca. She says, wow. She says, this has turned out beautiful. And that is the painting from the 13th. She said, sending a big kiss to Luna. She said, and thanks for this video. Well, I'm sure if you were here, she would give you a sloppy one back. That's for sure. Cher loves orange. She said her paint gem came today. I'm loving all this kit arrivals. She said she got the national parks and the flowers. She said she had a pleasant surprise that the paintings were pre-cut. She said so it was nice to see that. She's saving them for her long vacation in September, but she may have a hard time waiting. You might just have to order some more. She said, thank you for this June Waffle. It's a joy to do every day and listen to you. Oh, thank you. Yes, Paint Gem have recently changed the packaging for their kits. They did let me know it was coming, but I didn't, of course, want to mention it in case anything happened to stop it happening, because, you know, logistics, suppliers, all sorts of stuff can sometimes cause a problem. But they now, rather than coming rolled and in the little boxes, they come pre-cut into individual paintings and flat. Now, the rolls haven't caused a problem for me. There is the odd little curl on some of them, but not anything that doesn't flatten with a little bit of time. And it definitely does not stop me doing the painting. It is pinned to my easel for the best camera angle more than anything. But yeah, it doesn't cause any problem that way, but it is always nice to get them flat, especially with them being such small paintings as well. It's possible to send them flat, so sending them flat is a nice packaging change, I think. Diamond Sparkle Chase, she says, the daisy looks so pretty. She said she has ordered the flower paint gems. She says she loves watching my videos and sure have given her a lot of ideas for her flowers. Thank you. Oh, good. It will be nice to see. It would be nice to see any of the, you know, the mini paintings, or even any paintings that people get finished. I love seeing them on the Facebook group. But it will be very interesting to see, especially if people place ABs, either different colours of ABs or different amounts of ABs on the flowers. I'm actually, if somebody is, you know, a huge AB lover, an AB fanatic, maybe we could call them. If anybody ever does the flowers in full AB and actually does them all, it would be kind of nice to see that as well, and see what sort of a full AB flower looks like, and also those that do touches but maybe do different parts of it. Yeah, it would be nice to see that, see how they look. Yolande says, hi Rebecca. She says she just wanted to tell me this story. She said a few months ago she watched one of my waffles on the TV, and you read one of her comments. I read one of her comments. She said her husband came out of the room saying, she said your name. I was laughing because he was so shocked. Her daughter is 13 years old and said she also wants a YouTuber to call out her name. So please give a shout out to her. So her name is Micaiah. Apologies if I have hashed your name in any way. Mika, I think that's the way you say it. Let's hope I got this right. Whichever way, you got your name shouted out a few times, a few different ways. But hello to Mika. I hope you have managed to hear your name being shouted out on YouTube. I know I shouted out my niece and nephew's name once and said hello to them, and they got very excited when they saw that. Okay, B is going to be an AB. So let's do D first, and then I'll fill in the ABs. And I'm still leaving this letter R, though I'm itching to do it, but I might want to do it in an AB. So let's do the D. And then I'll do the B, I think. Or do I do the A? Oh, decisions. No, I'm going to do the D and then I'm going to do the B. Then I'll do the A and the X and the whites. And I need to stop saying letters because I need to remember that I'm doing the D. and not go putting a diamond in the wrong place. Sarah Jane says she loves the daisy as it suits it so well. She also said, she says pop carrots in the freezer. She said dogs love them for teething and it cools their gums. Ooh, good shout. I might have to try that one. Especially in this sort of cold, in this warm weather. We did get it was a sort of plasticky type bone, but you could fill the holes in it with water and freeze it for dogs for summer. And the first time we gave it her, she had great fun sort of crunching it with her teeth, which crunched the ice as it melted, and she had quite fun with that, and it cooled her gums down. And yeah, she enjoyed playing with it until she got distracted with something else or went to sleep and then woke up and forgot it was their type toy. And we refroze it again, and we actually gave it to her yesterday. I gave it to her yesterday afternoon because it was warm. So I thought, oh, this will be a good way for her to get some cooler water in the heat. And yeah, she promptly chomped it that much that she ended up chomping all the bits off the end. So we are making sure that we put ice cubes in her water in this heat. It's not hot in the conservatory, but it is warm. So we are also currently, well, in fact, as I'm filming this, Caris has gone out to pick up a second stairgate so that we can divide off the kitchen from the hallway. And then we can open the stairgate in the conservatory and allow her to have the kitchen space today as well, because it's a tiled floor. It has one very tiny window because the conservatory now blocks the rest. So it has one very tiny window. It doesn't have any direct sunlight shining into it, apart from possibly an hour this morning. But it's a very small window. So it is the coolest room in the house. And it has the really nice cold tiled floor. So we're currently getting that so that she can have both spaces. And if she needs to cool down, she's got the kitchen. But we can also, still section off both rooms as and when we need to. Like when we're cooking. And things like that. And hopefully it will be a lot better for her this summer. Like, the really first warm day is the good way to get things set up for summer. So hopefully she'll like it. Right. She's also due at the... Cut me off then, mid-sentence. Yeah, she's also due at the groomers next week. But yeah, she seemed to get a fluff ball last week. So I think we might have to book her in a bit shorter appointments throughout the summer. Because she can go from looking nice and trimmed to far too much fur in the space of about 2 days. It just takes a turn. She goes great for weeks, and then all of a sudden you look at her and you're like, you're a fluff ball. She must have just this certain length of hair that just makes her look like she's got too much hair. Oh, I like these ABs. These are a nice scattering. Zoe says daisies are her favourite flower, especially gerbera daisies. She says she just loves their bright colours. She says she's watching every June Waffle while she's working on her Hogwarts crest from Diamond Art Club. I saw their releases for, well, what will have been Saturday just gone as this video goes up. And I kind of like the Midnight Express one. I think Megan would love it even more. But it did make me wonder as to whether I need to go browsing on their website. We'll see. While I'm on my weekend away, you know, if I get a moment while relaxing, I might have a mooch and a shop. We'll see. Anne Smith says happy anniversary, and Carol says good day to you both. There is a lot of happy anniversary wishes here because I am now on the initial comments from the 14th, which was our anniversary. So thank you also to the cat lady, Jackie, and All Things Crafty by Kaz for the anniversary wishes. There will be more after that. I will probably just give a reaction to the ones just wishing happy anniversary. I appreciate every single one of them, every single happy anniversary, and I do read them all. But I feel like the amount of catch up I need to do with comments, I may be repeating the same thing lots if I read them all out. But be known, your message has got to the person it was supposed to. Okay, I'm just getting my yellow X ready. All Things Crafty by Kaz says she has also been busy making candles with scent. She said it's a trial and error, but she's slowly getting to the point where she is happy with a good candle. Good handle? Good handle on her candles. You've got a good handle on your candles, Kaz. I like it. I like the fact that you're making candles and stuff. If you've, you know, if candles is something that you use and burn, then I think it's the ideal thing to have a go at making, because, you know, you can keep yourself in a nice good supply of candles and you get to enjoy the making process as well as, you know, the candle burning process. You can make it and then burn it, which means you can make some more and you don't have to find space for more. See, ideal kind of hobby. Sarah Jane, she says you can try yak chews for Luna or hooves. She says they're great for teething, and at the end you can microwave and make them honeycomb once cooled. Thank you. Once cold. Thank you, Sarah Jane, for all the suggestions. Yeah, we're forever keeping an eye out on new things for Luna, just enrichment as well as things to help her keep her cool, you know, just to keep life different and happy. We very much like, she's a very fast eater. We've got quite a few different puzzle toys for her and snuffle mats. She's getting very good at the puzzle toys. Megan did 8 minutes she took to eat her dinner the other day because Megan set up her 2 puzzles that she has, one that's harder than another, and her snuffle mat, and put a little bit in her bowl. And then she took 8 minutes, I think it was 7 or 8 minutes, to go through. She went to her bowl first because that was the easy option. Then she went to the puzzle that she can do really quick. Then she went to the other puzzle, but it has like a bone piece that you have to remove to be able to sort of unlock the next section. So she ate what she could out of that and then went to the snuffle mat and then went back to the puzzle after the snuffle mat had been exhausted. But we also like to, we have a towel that we use for Luna, which is normally when it's been raining, if she comes back in pretty wet, that's the towel we use to try and dry off her paws before she stomps them all through the house. Because it's been nice at the moment, we've been using that towel we lay it out. It's about hand towel size. maybe a little bit bigger than a hand towel, a big hand towel size. We lay it out and we put her food on her towel and then roll it up. And I've seen some people do it with bigger towels and tie knots and stuff in it. We've not quite got to that point with her, you know, to make her, in effect, struggle a little bit more to get to all the food. But we have just rolled it up and she quite likes that. So that takes her a couple of minutes to eat her food that way. So she eats it a little bit slower. She loves food so much. I feel like it actually makes her food even more enjoyable for her because she's not eating it within 2 seconds flat. Billy says, Hank here, happy anniversary and enjoy your weekend away. She says she is so excited to hear more about the December Advent. Hope it's a diamond painting and an Advent calendar filled with Add More Zest and Diamond Art Studio UK goodies. She said the sunflowers are still one of her favourites. She said also, did you do a video of all the paintings done for the Advent as you did for the June 2021 video? She says she loves to watch the June video and thank you for all the videos. No, I actually didn't do one for the December just because I took that time off after December between Christmas and New Year. I felt that if I did, it was too far for me to be able to collate all that information, so I actually didn't. But I did do one for last June Waffle. We'll see what happens with this June Waffle. Right, I've decided I'm going to do the purple ABs because I think with it being a nebula, it can cope with just that extra little bit of darker sparkle. It's not too much. I think it's subtle. And I think it's a nice little extra pop. That diamond actually doesn't have AB coating on it. And then for once, I actually tipped out too many diamonds. Let's see if I can just get 2 diamonds out. I've got one stuck on a funny angle. And then last one. Oh, that one's beautiful. I really, really like the ABs in that one. That one's becoming a firm favourite. I think that might make my favourites ABs added list, especially those blue ones. I think they really add the touch of sparkle required. So yeah, that is another day done. Thank you all so much for joining me throughout all of these June Waffles, and I'll speak to you all again tomorrow.